Instagram influencer Brandy Morgan started her account to connect with other women in tech.
So my real profile is Miss Brandy Morgan. There wasn't a ton of females showcasing, programming or, coding on Instagram. So that was the original story behind the account.
Photos of Morgan working at her computer with inspirational captions have attracted 56,000 followers. But they've also grabbed the attention of scammers.
I feel like a lot of these have been taken. A lot of times my followers will send me, be like, this person either just reached out to me or I just saw your photo on this account. And that's usually how I find out about it.
Morgan says there's been so many imposter accounts using her photos to push crypto scams, she posted videos on her account to explain.
It's sad because these people that are stealing my photos are tricking people to give them money, and people are losing money over it. And then they actually find me on this profile, which is my real profile, my only profile, and then they get mad at me and harass me for taking their money when I didn't.
When we spoke with Morgan, there were at least 7 accounts using her photos under different made-up names.
Gina Ford, trade with Kim 1, which is Kimberly Wilson, trade with Ashley 11, Bryson Cortez, trade with Williams, Ashley FX_trade. And there's invest with Jennifer Lopez. That's a good one.
Morgan says the process of having imposters removed isn't easy, and sometimes Instagram doesn't remove them at all.
This has been happening for years, and Instagram does nothing about it.
It's scary, and it feels like a huge, violation, because that's not me. But it looks like me saying those things. And so that's worse to me, because they're trying to actually solicit for money and to scam these people with my photos.
Another Instagrammer, Jason Salmon, says he sees around 25 fake Instagram accounts a week using his photos.
So I produce a lot of content around the crypto space. I'm describing myself as like a crypto evangelist.
And all of Salmon's real pics that feature Bitcoin make him a prime target for imposters, who have even stolen photos that feature Salmon with his family.
It's super creepy, and they'll even sometimes make up their own captions for things, and oh, I'm so happy with my family now that I made all this money from mining. They actually tag my wife in their photos.
And it gets worse. Salmon says he's received threats from people who have lost thousands of dollars to imposters using his photos to scam them.
Oh yeah, I've gotten threats like I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna beat you up, they're like, oh, I know where you live, and all these type of things.
He says victims reach out to him a few times a week. And like Morgan, Salmon's frustrated that sometimes Instagram doesn't help.
There's a little function inside of Instagram where you can report an account. You'll kind of go through a couple steps. You report it as an impersonation account, and then they'll review it. And so sometimes it could take them as little as 2 hours to respond. Sometimes it takes days. Sometimes they never respond.
When CNBC reached out to Instagram for the story, sharing the fake accounts impersonating Salmon and Morgan, the company deleted them all. And in a statement, Instagram said, claiming to be another person on Instagram violates our community guidelines, and we have a dedicated team to detect and block these kinds of scams. We know there's more to do here, which is why we keep working to prevent abuse and keep our community safe. That detection and blocking system not always working like it should. Morgan and Salmon have reported imposters through the app, and sometimes Instagram's so-called dedicated team replies that the fake account will not be removed because it doesn't go against community guidelines. And when the company fails to remove an imposter account, frustrated Instagram users have no means to escalate the issue because one of the largest social networks in the world has no helpline or customer service. More bad news. These crypto scammers are spreading on other platforms too. Morgan and Salmon say they already have more than a dozen TikTok impersonators pushing crypto too. In a statement, TikTok said, "We strive to protect the integrity of our platform and authenticity of our amazing community, which is why we remove accounts that deceptively impersonate others and encourage people to report content or accounts they believe violate our community guidelines." Though several of Salmon's imposters remain active, and even more have emerged since TikTok's review of the accounts. And Kelly, Morgan and Salmon aren't the only victims here. We've also spoken with people lured in by imposters who've lost a lot of money. One of Salmon's impersonators convinced a man from Texas to invest in Bitcoin with him. Now, in the end, the scammer took off with $20,000.